Joining us on the broadcast is also Ashutosh Srivastava. He's a Bombay High Court lawyer. Vikram Singh, he's the former DGP of UP, is also with us on the broadcast. Mr. Singh, I want to begin the discussion with you. Many questions are being raised here. One is a larger question about the culture within the industry. While if the agency has doubt about any person, they should be summoned, interrogated without any consideration to the social or financial stature of that person. That being said, what is your view about the Narcotics Control Bureau investigation so far that has proceeded largely on the basis of WhatsApp chats without any contraband that has been recovered?
A beginning had to be made, howsoever small it may be. But your question, whether Narcotics Control Bureau is on the right track or not, by interrogating the end users and on the basis of the interrogation reports, what you get is the supply chain. From the supply chain, you send the dealers and then to the suppliers, to the stockists and the manufacturers, and finally the drug crime syndicate. But having fired all the cylinders in one go, I do hope that they do not mistake the wood for the forests. They go and pursue, because there are two sides of the same coin. One side is the consumer. It will be a tragedy if only the consumers alone were to be targeted. And again, there's another question. Why only the female actors? Why not the male actors? Maybe it is a partial truth that has come out into the public domain. But there are loud questions, and a professional investigation would go backwards like reverse engineering. Consumer, supplier, stockist, manufacturer, and the drug cartels and the crime syndicates behind them. Obviously, there has to be a cleanup, but I do hope it is not pussycat, pussycat, where have you been? And I frightened the little mouse under the chair. I do hope it does not happen that way, because NCB is a Government of India organization with the highest credibility. And indeed, if you are going full steam, it would be expected that you do something with an element of finality. There are doubts also to what extent the case will stand in the court of law. The very fact that it just... Thank you.
Mr. Vikram Singh, before I take in a word from Ashutosh Srivastava, one quick understanding I want from you, and this is you as a person who has looked at a lot of criminal investigation. How does one differentiate a cleanup from a witch hunt? What are the factors to watch out for?
You see, there's a standard saying in the investigation, कि ये अभियुक्त प्रकाश में आए. We got the light. Where did the light come from? The light came from interrogation, from WhatsApp chats and other things. And I do hope this light that is being shed, as senior supervisor would say, I hope this light is not one-sided. As of now, I've given you my loud questions. If I were to supervise this investigation, I would say, what about the others? What about the suppliers? What about the recoveries? Recoveries are, they don't seem to be very reassuring. And I'll stop at that. I had expected a lot more. Such recoveries are perfect, would befit a chowki or a thana, certainly not the NCB. I had expected a lot more recoveries because of the high profile case that it is.
Well, that's true, because I remember the Narcotics Control Bureau officials, after Riya Chakrabarti was granted custody, they came out, they spoke to the press, and they admitted that this is a peculiar case we're looking at, because usually we look at international drug cartels or interstate drug cartels where the quantity is huge, but in this case we are proceeding without a contraband that has been recovered. Let me also take in a word from Ashutosh Srivastava, who's with us on the broadcast. He's a Bombay High Court lawyer. Ashutosh, your thoughts on the case so far of the Narcotics Control Bureau? 2 FIRs that have been filed by the NCB. One pertains to Sushant Singh Rajput case. The other, NCB claims it is after the citadel of drugs in the city of Mumbai, specifically in Bollywood. Do you think such open-ended investigations can actually be substantiated? Before I take in that view, there is some latest news coming in. After the bust of Anuj Keshwani arrested in the drugs case, many more big TV actors are now on the radar of the NCB. Anuj Keshwani had told the NCB the names of TV actors, which Abigali and Sanam Johar are being questioned. Apart from these, there are 5 more TV actors who may come under NCB clutches in the drug case. Zeba is with us on the broadcast. Zeba, this is in line with what you were telling us earlier, that there could be more names which could come out.
Yes, and the probe also expands beyond the film fraternity. It is also looking at the television industry based out of Mumbai. And like I was telling you earlier, Abigail Pandey and Sanam Johar are 2 television actors who have been summoned by the NCB, who are being questioned. And there are several drug peddlers who have been booked in the case and who've also been arrested. Now, Anuj Keswani being one of them. This particular person, Anuj Keswani, an alleged drug peddler, has revealed the names of 7 television actors, 2 of whom are of course Abigail Pandey and Sanam Johar, who already been summoned for questioning. And apart from that, 5 other television actors named by Anuj Keswani are likely to be summoned by the NCB to once again build together this entire investigation, and also now looking at the television industry and television actors and people from that fraternity as to whether drugs are indeed procured, consumed or freely available, and that is another angle that the NCB is now probing. So 5 more television actors are likely to be summoned based on what Anuj Keswani told NCB.
5 more actors are likely to be summoned. Zeba, once again, the basis is the testimony of the small-time drug peddler, Shauvik's friend, who was arrested earlier. That's the basis?
Yes, yes. Anuj Keswani's, admission before the NCB is the basis of this particular new development. He is a small-time drug peddler who has been booked in this case, who was known to Shauvik as well, and he is the one who has revealed the names of some 7 television actors, 2 of whom have already been questioned by the NCB and are being questioned by the NCB, and 5 other television actors are also likely to be summoned. This is what we are learning from our sources. So Anuj Keswani, a small-time drug peddler, is the latest person in this entire case, who is giving out more names and is in a way expanding the probe of the NCB.
Right. All right, Zeba, as you get us all the very important details on that story, I want to go back to Ashutosh, who's with us on the broadcast. He's a lawyer from the Bombay High Court. Let me quickly take in a word from him. Ashutosh, thank you so much for joining us, and I want to take in a word from you. Your thoughts on the Narcotic Control Bureau investigation so far, the direction in which it's going. Because while they're summoning a lot of people, there are the likes of Mr. Vikram Singh who are pointing out that the case is thin. It does not match up to the stature of the Narcotics Control Bureau, and perhaps is more suited for a Thana to take up.
See, what I can say is that earlier when there was a death of Sushant Singh Rajput, we very well know that even the FIR was not getting registered, and there were so much of hue and cry, and so many people were coming, for the justice for Sushant, and then finally the FIR was registered, and then the matter went to CBI. And after the preliminary investigation by CBI, this drug angle came into fore. And then NCB came into picture, and then another FIR was registered. Now, during the investigation through Ria, whose testimony is in question, because during her interview over media, she clearly said that she had never consumed nor has given any kind of drug to anybody. But then after her arrest, the things became so clear that even she was under the consumption of drugs, and after her statement, many such arrests of many drug peddlers and people like that took place. And then with the statements of all these people, now the new names are coming up. And as you said that there has been a WhatsApp chat. Obviously, this is not only the WhatsApp chat, but also the statements which would have been given as of now by all these people who have been arrested, who are connected with this case. Now, this nexus can be, can be very well can be felt. And now with this WhatsApp chat, this is one of the link. Obviously, through the WhatsApp chat, it will go to the person who with whom this chats were going on.
I want to understand from you, merely on the basis of the testimony of a individual, I could be questioned by an agency. I can't be convicted by a court of law.
No,
One thing is a hearsay. He said, she said, because there is a lot of he said, she said in this entire case which is building up. Under the Narcotics Control Bureau, the manual that they have, the law under which the agency functions, forensic evidence is of huge value to have a contraband, to recover the trail, to unearth the larger drug suppliers and the business that they are carrying on. Narcotics Control Bureau's main job is that.
Yes. Of course, they have the powers under Section 41, 42 of NDPS. But the main question arises as to if all these people were into the, getting those kind of drugs in the market, then the question arises as to how this much of drugs are available in the market, because it is not the NCB's only job to, arrest the people and get the, do the investigations. Because if this much of drugs are available, that means their duty was also to check that this much of drugs should not have been available, or they should have the, curbed all these kind of activities, because it is not only the Bollywood, it means that it must have been cultivated also somewhere, or there must be the supply chain. So what is happening to the supply chain? Because they are arresting or they are investigating, the people who have hardly consumed. They are the mere consumers of all these kind of drugs. So obviously the link will be joined to, many big people and, big institutes who would be doing all these kind of activities. So there must be some other people in other countries also who could be involved supplying all these kind of drugs. So what was happening before, whether NCB was really having the check on these kind of supplies and all, because these things are available on simply on WhatsApp or messages to the youngsters. So obviously this can spoil the lives of many youngsters, and there has not been any check by the authorities. So that is more of value, I think. And now, since this matter has come up, now they should go till the end of this chain, and they should find out as to who are the people involved and how this much of quantity of drugs are available everywhere in the country, because people are getting it so easily. So how it is happening? And it is not only this, in 2001 when we have seen during Fardeen Khan and many other kind of people, celebrities who were involved into the drugs angle. So what has happened in these years? Whether these things have been stopped, whether there has been a proper way of checking it. So all these things are into, because it is not the NCB's responsibility just to arrest or to summon and to ask. It is their also responsibility to find out.
And that is what NCB has been claiming, that they want to find out the larger nexus, the larger cartel which is allegedly operating in Mumbai in the world of Hindi cinema. I want to take in a word from my colleague Mihir as well, who is with us on the broadcast. He's been tracking that story. He's live from Mumbai, from Deepika Padukone's residence. Mihir, taking in a word from you, Deepika is expected to reach, perhaps leave Goa at around 2 p.m. She is expected to reach Mumbai today. The legal consultations that she has held so far, and whatever you have heard through your various sources about her legal strategy forward.
Absolutely, as far as Deepika Padukone is concerned, remember at this point she was shooting in Goa, and it was a 2-month schedule of an untitled film that she was shooting. But at this point she will have to really stop that shooting and come to Mumbai for the questioning after the summon being issued to her by NCB, and that was something which was...
Alright, some latest news coming in. Actor Rakul Preet accepts NCB summons Rakul Preet to join the NCB probe from tomorrow. Rakul had earlier denied getting the NCB summons. So right now what we are hearing is that Rakul Preet will appear before the Narcotics Control Bureau tomorrow. That's what is expected. Shilpa, over to you. Take us through the details.
Well, yes, initially Rakul Preet had said that she hadn't received the summons. That was the official statement, that she'd neither received the summons in Mumbai or Hyderabad. But now we're hearing that she has indeed received these summons. The NCB had clarified that they've not only sent the summons physically but digitally, and had also tried to contact her through the phone. So now Rakul Preet will be expected to join the questioning tomorrow. Now Rakul Preet has been called for the questioning in connection to the 15/20 case, which is regarding the Sushant Singh probe. Now she's a good friend of Rhea Chakrabarti's, and they will be asking her about those parties that were thrown, the alleged drug consumption in the industry, the role of talent managers and the entourage in procuring it. These are some questions that will be posed to the actor. It's important to note that her questioning is not in connection with the drug cartel, but in connection with the demise of Sushant Singh Rajput, and a connection with Rhea Chakrabarti will further be probed.
Alright, so Rakul Preet has finally accepted those summons. Earlier the version that had come from her side is that she hasn't received the summons so far. NCB insisted that they've got it. She's expected to join the investigation very soon. So Shilpa, we should expect that she will appear before the agency by tomorrow.
We are hearing that she will appear before the agency tomorrow. The summons were for today. But yes, this is indeed what we're hearing, that she will be appearing tomorrow. Tomorrow is when Deepika Padukone will also be joining the probe. She's been summoned on the 25th. And on the 26th, Sara Ali Khan and Shraddha Kapoor will be summoned. So it's going to be a busy 3 days at the NCB, and the most glamorous one yet, if I may say so.
Alright, Vikram Singh, who's the former DGP of UP, is also with us on the broadcast. Let me quickly take in a word from him. Mr. Singh, while we talk about the investigation, the different FIRs that have been registered, one of the questions that has been raised in the public domain is that this is a diversionary tactic. Only female actors have been summoned. What about the male actors so far? Is this some sort of targeting or a witch hunt that is happening? And I ask this to you again. How does one differentiate from an investigation point of view? What is a witch hunt and what is perhaps a fair and an independent investigation which is happening? Because many people are raising questions about the timing of this.
Absolutely, questions are likely to be raised in any such high-profile investigation. But listen carefully to what learned Mr. Ashutosh has said. There is merit in what he has said. And I feel that the NCB is on the right track, taking up the right stock. What you and I are privy to is only what is available in the public domain, not necessarily the ingredients of the actual investigation plan or the investigation. Whether it is a systematic or a partial leakage, partial disclosure, I hope it is not, because it will be very unprofessional. An investigation has to be as sacred as the court proceedings itself. Justice and fair play must not only be done, but must seem to be done. I said in my earlier statement that yes, there should be light and investigation on male actors to everyone who's a part and privy, not only on the high and mighty. It is good that you've made a good beginning, an honest beginning, but this purpose, sense of purpose and integrity must follow through in the entire investigation plan if the case has to be watertight, shut and convincing before a court of law.
All right, Ashutosh Srivastav, I want to understand from you. Take us through what is the spirit of the NDPS Act. You know, if you procure drug in commercial quantity, use it for commercial selling, that's a far more heinous and a punishable offence with much greater number of years in jail. Tell us what the NDPS Act really views as these people who are allegedly consuming drugs or have done that sometime in their life. You know, because many people would say that this has become a sort of a culture within the Hindi film industry in many parts of the country. What does the NDPS Act say in these different facets?
Yes, in NDPS Act, there are provisions mentioned, like in section 2022, it is about the cultivation. Then 22 speaks about, you know, that how much the quantity of of drugs is in the possession of the person in question. So in both the things, you know, for a small quantity, the punishment goes till 6 months. But if it exceeds a small quantity but below the commercial quantity, then it goes till 10 years imprisonment with fine. And if it exceeds even if it is in the commercial quantity, then the punishment would be 20 years with fine. So this much the punishment is very strict. It may go till 20 years also. But if it is only the consumption of certain drugs, because the drugs have been defined like cocaine and all, then the punishment could go till 6 months to 1 year. So there are it also depends on what kind of drugs has been consumed or has been cultivated if it is under section 2022. So there are different kind of drugs. If it is simply ganja, then it can go into kgs. If it is the commercial quantity, but if it is like LSD or things like that, it could be some few grams, which will be counted as commercial quantity.
Right.
So there are different kind of drugs for which the quantity is defined, and accordingly the punishment is prescribed, as I said, from 6 months to 10 years to 20 years as well. Right? For the consumption, if somebody is consuming a drug, then it could be like 6 months to 1 year. However, if that person is in the possession of that kind of a drug and it is found, then the punishment will be different, because it is in the possession. Then section 20 and 22 will be for to have the punishment like that. As Mr. Singh said, I agree to Mr. Singh's that yes, NCB is going into the right direction of investigation, but at the same time I feel that they have a wider role, that these crimes should not happen also at the same time if it is controlled at the previous level only. So these kind of things will not come to the fore where people are consuming so easily.
All right, Ashutosh Srivastav, Vikram Singh, gentlemen, I'll request you to continue staying with us on the broadcast. My colleagues tracking this story from different angles. Deepika Padukone expected to leave Goa at around 2 p.m. Rakul Preet is also expected to join the investigation by tomorrow. That and much more lined up here on CNN News 18 on the other side of a quick break. Stay tuned. Welcome back. And Rakul Preet will finally depose before the Narcotics Control Bureau. She has accepted that she's got those summons. She has sought time till tomorrow. That's when she's expected to depose before the agency and answer all the questions. Let's take you through the key questions that the NCB is likely to ask Rakul Preet. Did you procure drugs from Riya Chakrabarti? Because she's one of the friends of Riya Chakrabarti, so that's one of the key things that the NCB would want to know from her. Did you attend these alleged drug parties at Sushant Singh Rajput farmhouse? So clearly one of the questions that has been raised after there have been allegations that Sushant Singh Rajput was consuming prohibited substances. Do you know people who take or supply drugs? Those are the key questions that will be asked from Rakul Preet as she deposes before the agency. It is expected that will happen tomorrow. Joining us on the broadcast is Mr. Vikram Singh, and Ashutosh is also with us. He's a lawyer from the Bombay High Court. Mr. Vikramjit Singh, I want to take in a word from you. Help us understand. You're talking about some key things that the Narcotics Control Bureau should look at. The larger nexus, these are small-time peddlers who have been arrested. Suppose a drug peddler is arrested and they name certain people. Those people are rightly called in for summoning. What happens after that? Because you don't have a contraband, how does the agency move forward?
You are very right, just naming a person, because if presume I am a drug peddler and I am arrested, now I have the option of naming all my adversaries and enemies just to fix them and frame them. It doesn't work that way. It has to be confirmed and corroborated by recoveries and other circumstantial evidence so that it can be distinguished if I am lying before the investigating agencies or there is merit in what I am saying, and it is further corroborated, confirmed and proved by other pieces of evidence like chat, delivery, other extraneous circumstances, like there are other cohorts and those who are accomplices and accessories to the crime, their statements, their confirmation and corroboration, only then such a statement will stand the scrutiny of law. Otherwise not. Just by taking names of A, B, C, D, E is just not sufficient evidence that will stand the scrutiny of law in a court of law.
All right. Ashutosh, taking in a view from you, as Mr. Vikram Singh is pointing out, that merely because the small-time drug peddler has named somebody, that alone does not suffice as a case. For the Narcotics Control Bureau, moving forward, what are the other key evidences that they should be looking at, including, against the accused like Riya Chakrabarti and Shovik, because all these people right now are only being called in for questioning?
Right. No, I agree with Mr. Singh. He rightly said, obviously, during the investigation, when these statements are taken up by the people who have been arrested, if they are naming some people, so obviously NCB has to find out some prima facie evidence against the people whose name have been, named. Obviously, I think NCB is already doing that job, and after looking at the WhatsApp chat and things like that, they are corroborating the statements given by the people arrested, and also with the kind of prima facie evidences being available to NCB. So they are corroborating both, and then only they are calling these people for interrogation. They are not arresting, they are just summoning people, and they have the right to do so as per the law. So they are proceeding as per the law, and they are rightly calling them for interrogation. So obviously with the statement of these people whose names have been brought by all the arrested accused, then further investigations will take place, because as I said that even the consumption of drugs is also a punishable offense as per NDPS Act. Though the punishment could be less, but yes, it is punishable if they agree that they have consumed. So obviously they will come under the under the punishment of whatever it is prescribed as per the NDPS Act, especially under Section 27 of the Act. So I think with this they are going, this is a trade. So they are trying to reach to the final destination where all this nexus and the people who are involved, who are supplying this huge quantity of drugs are involved. Right, because even 0.1 gram of LSD, that becomes a commercial quantity. So these things are available, and for that the punishment goes till 20 years. So obviously NCB is doing a good job of interrogating everyone. But as I said, that they even while issuing any kind of summons to anybody, they are finding prima facie evidence, and this WhatsApp chats or things like that are also a prima facie evidence to enable them for further investigation.
But the key point that I wanted to know from you is that where do you move forward? Somebody has named someone, there is a WhatsApp chat as well, but there are plausible defenses that a person can raise. How does the investigation really move forward?
I agree. The persons who have been summoned, they have their separate legal rights to go to the court and challenge the summon, or maybe the investigation. They can go to the court and investigation which is going on. That means the court feels that there is a prima facie evidence.
And I think this you're talking about specifically about Riya Chakrabarti and Shovik Chakrabarti, whose bail was earlier denied, and today that hearing is to happen. All right,
Yes.
I want to take in a word from my colleague Shilpa and Vinaya as well, who are with us on the broadcast. Vinaya, a word from you about the tremors which are felt within the state government right now with the Narcotics Control Bureau investigation.
Well, clearly, there is fear among the corridors of power in Maharashtra, particularly for two reasons. Firstly, there's nothing in the hands of the Maharashtra government anymore because the case is being probed by all the central agencies. Secondly, there have been clear-cut hints by the agency that apart from the film industry, several political bigwigs might also be named. Now, remember, the investigation is still at a juncture where the investigating agencies have still been able to lay their hands only on the pawns. They have not yet reached the kingpins or the people who are the suppliers and who have this nexus with not just the film industry but also with the political world, and that is exactly the fear because as per the agency we are hearing that not just senior politicians but their children also might come under the scanner, and that is exactly why everybody is watching this probe with bated breath. As of now, only the actors are being summoned. Remember, Riya Chakrabarti had named around 25 A-listers. We have seen 3 to 4 A-listers being named now, summons being issued, more in the offing, but clearly as of now everybody is waiting as to who are the kingpins that the NCB is able to reach, and if at all it is able to crack down on the drug nexus, because this has been a long-standing criticism against the government, whichever party is government it has been in Maharashtra. This has been a long-standing criticism against the police, against the government, that it hasn't succeeded in cracking down on the drug network, not just in the Hindi film industry, because that will be singling out an agency, an industry, but in several other sectors as well. We have seen that drugs, there are murmurs that they are easily available outside schools and colleges as well, and children and young children also are getting into it. So that is the fear really on the background of a failure that is being alleged by several persons on this crackdown against drugs. What is it that the NCB finally unearths apart from naming consumers, if any? Remember, all these chats which are being unearthed are of 3 years old. There is no contraband which is confiscated. So that will be questionable about how much it will stand in the court of law. But if the NCB is able to crack down on the network and lead to larger names in terms of kingpins and the political world, then that will be a big story here as well.
All right, Vinaya, thank you so much. As you succinctly point out those details, please continue to stay on with us. Let me quickly take in a word from my colleague Shilpa Ratnam as well, who is with us on the broadcast. Shilpa, over to you. Take us through the key details that the FIR of the Narcotics Control Bureau has so far in both the FIRs that have been filed, the expected line of questioning from Deepika Padukone, Simon Khambata and Rakul Preet will also appear now before the agency. So what is the expected line of questioning from the Narcotics Control Bureau?
So for Deepika Padukone, the expected line of questioning will be around the Sushant Singh Rajput death probe. She will be asked about her connections with Sushant Singh Rajput by way of Quon as well. Quon is a talent agency that has come under the scanner because at least 3 of their employees have been involved in chats about narcotic substances. These employees namely being Karishma Prakash, who is the manager of Deepika Padukone, Jaya Saha, the talent manager of Riya Chakrabarti, and also Madhu Mantena, who is a co-founder of Quon. So Deepika Padukone's links with Quon will be explored, and she will also be asked about her relationship with Riya Chakrabarti and if drugs were ever involved at any of the meetings that she's had with either Sushant or Riya. That is the expected line of questioning for Deepika Padukone. And for Simon Khambata and Rakul Preet Singh as well. They have also been summoned in connection to the Sushant Singh probe. As for Sara Ali Khan and Shraddha Kapoor, they will be quizzed about what sort of cartel operates in the industry, how rampant is it. Those are the kind of details that the agencies will be trying to derive from them. Back to you.
All right, Shilpa, a quick word on the feelers from the industry that have come in, the sense that most people have, none of them have officially come on record and made a statement. The name of Karan Johar has been doing the rounds. Many politicians, including the likes of Manjinder Singh Sirsa, have been taking his name. The feelers that you've picked up from within the industry. Well, the industry currently feels that it is being made as a scapegoat to serve as a distraction for everything else that is happening. They're all deeply scared, which is why they are not speaking up even in defense of those who are being named and shamed by the agencies. They aren't able to come to a consensus to come forward, which is why we haven't seen any firm statement from any of the film bodies so far. So they are waiting and watching. In fact, all the actors have decided that they will go through the official channels, such as if the official summons are served, then they will go to the agency and comply with the probe. But they don't want to go above and beyond by issuing statements, because they know those statements will also be under scrutiny and will also invite counterattacks. So the industry currently lying low, feeling persecuted, especially because, as they keep reiterating, they've contributed a lot to the economy. They've contributed a lot by terms of employment, something that Jaya Bachchan has also pointed out. But the industry unable to shake off the dark cloud of clouds.
And Shilpa, as you're getting us all those details, there is some more news coming in, and this is about Rakul Preet. Sources have indicated that Rakul is in Hyderabad and she is in constant touch with her legal team in Delhi, represented by lawyer Aman Hingorani. That is the detail which is coming in. Shilpa continues to be with us on the broadcast. Our colleagues tracking that story. But Rakul Preet, earlier you remember, had said that the Narcotics Control Bureau summons haven't reached her. NCB insisted that they have sent it electronically, and because it's a pandemic right now, that's the only means that is available. Just about a few minutes ago, she acknowledged the fact that yes, she's got the summons. She was expected to appear before the agency today, but she's going to go ahead and appear tomorrow. She's in Hyderabad right now. Also, she's consulting a lawyer who's based in Delhi. Swastika is with us on the broadcast, who's getting us this information. Swastika, over to you, the legal strategy of Rakul Preet.
Well, what we're learning from our sources is that Rakul Preet right now is in Hyderabad and she's in constant touch with her legal team in Delhi, represented by lawyer Aman Hingorani. She is, in fact, just a few weeks ago, her family member filed a petition seeking the Supreme Court, the High Court intervention in stopping the media trial. While that matter is still being heard, what we're learning from her here in Hyderabad is that Rakul Preet is still in the city. She was in fact shooting in the outskirts of the city for a film, yet to be titled film, and but the movie shooting has now been stalled because of heavy rains that the city has been witnessing in the last 4 days. But we are in fact learning that Rakul Preet is in constant touch with her legal team, mulling on the next strategy, while the NCB sources confirmed that she has accepted the summons. Yeah.
All right, so those are the details emerging. Yes, Swastika is getting us all that information. Swastika, just a brief word about the flip-flop. Earlier we heard that she hasn't got the summons. That's what her team said. Then she accepted that, no, I have the summons, I will appear. Swastika, am I audible to you? We'll try and connect to Swastika. All right, so that's the story we're getting for you. Rakul Preet will appear before the Narcotics Control Bureau tomorrow. The summons have finally been acknowledged by her. She's also consulting lawyers here in the national capital. So, of course, all people who have been summoned are consulting their legal team, finding out the strategy forward. Meanwhile, the questioning of Simon Kambata is happening at the NCB right now. That and much more lined up on the other side of a very quick break. Stay tuned. Welcome back. A quick check of the key stories from across the country. India's coronavirus tally has shot past the 57 lakh mark after registering over 86,500 new cases in the past 24 hours. The worrying news is more than 1,000 deaths are being recorded almost every day in the country. Silver lining is the 5th straight day India has registered more recoveries than the new active cases. 3 consecutive explosions have led to a fire at the ONGC Hazira plant in Surat in the early morning hours. Fire tenders were rushed to the spot and the blaze was brought under control. No casualties have been reported. ONGC has now started the process of depressurizing the pressurized gas system. There are heavy showers in West Bengal's Darjeeling, Kalimpong and Jalpaiguri. They have disrupted normal life. The national highway connecting Bengal and Sikkim has been closed due to massive landslides in the region. The weather department has predicted heavy rainfall in North Bengal over the next 2 days.
The death toll in Bhiwandi building collapse has now risen to 41, while 20 people have been rescued from the rubble. The horrific incident has left 18 children dead, including 3 toddlers. The rescue operation is still on and over a dozen people are fear-trapped. Speaking to CNN News 18 over the passage of farm bills, BJP Rajya Sabha MP Bhupendra Yadav has said that it is wrong to think that farmers are not tech-savvy and they should be given a choice. He further assured that the MSP will remain intact.
अगर फार्मर्स के पास एक विकल्प है, उनको दूसरा विकल्प और प्रोवाइड किया जा रहा है इन एडिशन, तो एंटी कैसे हो गया? ये किसी बिल किसी वर्तमान व्यवस्था को रिप्लेस करके नहीं है, ये उसमें एडिशनल है। तो अगर एडिशनल है तो वो एंटी फार्मर कैसे होगी? जब फार्मर्स को एमएसपी मिल रहा है, जब फार्मर्स की मंडी कायम है और उसके अतिरिक्त फार्मर्स को एक एडिशन भी मिल रहा है।
A textile manufacturer in Surat is making fashion masks which are antibacterial and antiviral in nature. These masks have bacterial filtration efficiency of up to 95%. These are eco-friendly, reusable masks with about 3 to 4 layers of protection and also coated with a chemical to make it antibacterial. Talk about innovation. Now, the Khanda Dam in Chhattisgarh, Korea district has broken due to excess water accumulation surrounding villages. Farmland are completely inundated with water and hectares of crops have been destroyed. Locals say that they complained about the battered dam to the government engineers, but no action was taken. The G4 ministers conducted a meeting via video conferencing where External Affairs Minister S. Jaishankar was joined by his Brazilian, Japanese and the German counterparts. The G4 ministers emphasized on the need to bring reforms in the United Nations and update its decision-making bodies to better understand contemporary issues. The International Labour Organization has reported that income earned from work globally has dropped by 10.7%, $3.5 trillion in the first 9 months of 2020. The economic slowdown worldwide on the account of the pandemic has disrupted labour markets across the world. Violent protests are raging in Kentucky's Louisville after grand jury decided that no one would be charged for the death of hospital worker. Breonna Taylor, a state of emergency has been declared in Louisville while an officer has been reportedly shot by the protesters. Now, Breonna Taylor was shot multiple times after police officers stormed into her home. Now, a can of worms regarding drugs in Bollywood has finally been opened and several big stars are being named in this entire investigation, which the Narcotics Control Bureau right now is seized of. Top celebrities like Deepika Padukone, Sara Ali Khan, Shraddha Kapoor have now been officially summoned for questioning by the anti-narcotics cell. While Shraddha and Sara will be quizzed on the 26th of September, Deepika has been summoned for tomorrow. She is presently consulting with a team of lawyers about the next move and she is likely to leave for Mumbai from Goa at around 2 p.m. Two others who were part of the film industry, Rakulpreet Singh, Simon Khambata, have been asked by the NCB to join the probe. Now, Simon Khambata is already there at the questioning at NCB office. Rakulpreet, she'll appear before the NCB tomorrow and her team has finally acknowledged all the summons. My colleagues are joining us on the broadcast. Mihir Trivedi is with us live from Mumbai from Deepika Padukone's residence. Shilpa Ratnam also joins us from Mumbai, giving us a view about what the industry is thinking. She's at Rakulpreet's residence. Vinaya Deshpande giving us a sense about what the government is thinking. And of course, Ashutosh Srivastav, who's a Bombay High Court lawyer, and Vikram Singh, who's the former UP DGP, is also with us on the broadcast. Beginning the discussion with you, Vinaya. Give us the broad pointers. Ever since Sushant Singh Rajput investigation started, it had turned out to be political. First, we saw Bihar versus Maharashtra, then the case went to CBI, ED, the Narcotics Control Bureau, and now what is happening within Bollywood right now? What are the feelers within the state government? What are the fears, the political fears, and perhaps, as you were pointing out, that not just the film stars, there could be other people from the world of politics as well who could be summoned by the NCB.
Well, yes, we have seen that since the beginning, this case has been extremely political in nature. Now, remember, NCB has also registered two cases, 1520 and 1620. One is regarding the drug case, Sushant Singh Rajput drug case, and the other is regarding the death case. Now, all these celebrities who are being summoned in these separate cases, while NCB has said that both the cases are also in some sense related, so it cannot be bifurcated as to who will be probed about which case exactly, but probe will continue about both the cases. As of now, what we are seeing is the political repercussions of this probe will be felt, because we have seen that similar lines are being taken, initially the ones that were being taken by the Mumbai police, similar lines were taken by the investigating agencies which have been probing this case as well. In fact, the Mumbai police had come under the scanner and had received severe rapping after they kept on summoning celebrities after celebrities instead of closing the case. Right now we have seen that after cases are being registered, it is the NCB which is summoning several celebrities in order to probe the drug angle. Clearly, in some sense, the criticism that is raised is this may not directly be related to the death case of Sushant Singh Rajput, because remember, all these chats which are being shown by the NCB are at least 3-year-old chats. While if at all there is a case of abetment, then that too will have to be a recent case. There is no contraband which has been confiscated. So there are several loopholes that are being pointed out in the NCB's probe, particularly when it comes to its relation to Sushant Singh Rajput death case. With respect to the drug case, it is being hoped that the NCB will be able to crack down on the drug nexus. Now remember, there is a criticism that has come that it's not just the film industry which is likely to be consuming drugs, but the drug use is rampant and there's no point in singling out a particular industry. The question is whether the NCB will be able to crack down on the drug racket here.
All right, Vinaya Deshpande, Mihir, Shilpa, I'd request you to please continue staying on with us. I'd request our guests, Mr. Vikram Singh and Ashutosh Srivastav, to continue staying on with us. This is our top story. We are discussing different angles, what the Narcotics Control Bureau is investigating right now, what are the leads that they have got, what are the feelers within the Bollywood, and more importantly, what is it that the Maharashtra government is thinking right now. As one of the key person who's been called Simon Khambata, she's being questioned at the Narcotics Control Bureau office right now. Deepika Padukone to appear tomorrow. That's our focus, and let's tell you more about the story.
Press summons have been issued to Deepika, Shruti, Modi and the others, including Karishma. So because of this SIT team that has been constituted, they'll have to be present here itself in Mumbai at its office where they will be probed by the NCB.
Some big breaking news which is coming right now. Dharma Productions CEO, the director Kshitij Prasad has been summoned by the NCB. He is to appear at 11 a.m. tomorrow. So the latest bit of news which is coming in is that Dharma Production director Kshitij Prasad, he has been summoned by the Narcotics Control Bureau. He is to appear at 11 a.m. tomorrow. This is a big development, keeping in mind that Dharma Productions, owned by Karan Johar, is one of the biggest production houses in Bollywood right now, and one of the directors who is working with Dharma Productions, Kshitij Prasad, he has been summoned by the Narcotics Control Bureau. He will appear at 11 a.m. tomorrow. My colleague Harman joining us on the broadcast. Shilpa Ratnam is also with us. Shilpa, taking in a word from you, what is the reason that this person, the director Kshitij, is being summoned by the NCB? Is his name also one of the names that has emerged in one of the chats?
This is primary information that we have, that he has been summoned and he will be appearing tomorrow at 11 a.m. He is an executive producer with Dharma Productions. He's also involved in casting and has been an actor too. So somebody who is a member of the Hindi film industry. Now the ongoing probe at the NCB is with all individuals who've had some connection to messages that have involved drugs. We don't know why Kshitij Prasad has been called in. Currently, the information that we have is that yes, he has been summoned. He will be appearing tomorrow at 11 a.m. Tomorrow is when Deepika Padukone has also been summoned. She has also worked in some Dharma production films. We'll have to see if there's any connection between the two of them on any projects that they may have perhaps worked on together. And also tomorrow, Rakul Preet Singh will be joining the probe. She was unable to join it today. She said she hadn't received the summons yet, but later she has confirmed that she's received the summons. But we're hearing that the actor is in Hyderabad today and that she will be joining the summons tomorrow. So it's going to be a busy day at the NCB.
Shilpa, tell us a little bit more about Kshitij Prasad. Are there any movies that we can remember of his association with Dharma Productions? How long has it been? What is the time he has spent in Bollywood so far?
Well, the credits for his films include Bang Bang, Bhaag Milka Bhaag. He's done a few films in the last perhaps 1 decade, one can say. He's also an actor. He's been involved in casting as well, and he's worked on projects with Dharma and Netflix. And he's an executive director with Dharma is what we see, and he has been called tomorrow in connection to this case. We'll have to see if he had any connection to Deepika Padukone, who starred in some Dharma films as well. He is an important member of the film industry, somebody who has a prolific body of work, and he will be subjected to further questioning tomorrow.
When one says that he's a director with Dharma Productions, so that means that he has a contract with that production house. Does he also do some independent work, or his sole work or body of work so far? Not, I'm not talking about his association with Netflix, but largely has it been related to only Dharma Productions?
No, in fact, he has a varied filmography, be it Bhaag Milka Bhaag or Bang Bang. These are all films which are not produced by Dharma. So he has worked in a lot of films, but he's also the executive producer at Dharma. That is what we're hearing. And, it is not that his filmography is restricted to just Dharma projects, but we're hearing that he has worked on some Dharma projects in association with Netflix as well.
All right, so that's the filmography, that's his career that has been so far, as Shilpa is pointing out, that he is one of the prominent member of the film industry. Now, what exactly is the evidence against him? What are the crucial leads that the Narcotics Control Bureau has gathered so far? Those are all the questions that we'll get to know in some time from now, because a lot of people are being questioned by the Narcotics Control Bureau, not just people from Hindi cinema, from Bollywood, but also people from the television industry and in Bombay. These small-time drug peddlers who were earlier arrested by the Narcotics Control Bureau have named a lot of people. Other than the naming by these arrested drug peddlers, there's also multiple WhatsApp chats that are available, which has served as a prime evidence for the Narcotics Control Bureau, at least to begin the investigation with. How does that go forward? We really have to wait and watch, but Shilpa continues to be with us on the broadcast. The latest bit of news, the breaking news which is coming in right now. Also with us on the broadcast is Vinaya Deshpande. Swastika is also there with us. Swastika, taking in a word from you, talk about Rakul Preet a little bit more. You know, earlier there were all the rumors doing the rounds. Shilpa was also pointing out that her team had issued a statement saying that Rakul Preet has not received any summons so far. And after that, we heard that the actress has accepted receiving of those summons. She's also in touch with her team in Delhi, so she's expected to appear tomorrow. When you are coming to you and taking in a word from you, take us through the key feelers within the Maharashtra government right now.
Well, the most important point that is being felt here is that whether the NCB will really be able to crack down on the network of drug suppliers, because what we have seen right now, even despite the raids that have been conducted by the NCB, the clear-cut admission is that this has happened of the small pawns, the small suppliers who have been networking with the celebrities and the B-grade actors or the television actors, but what is being looked at really is whether the NCB can reach the kingpins who will then give out further details about the whole chain of supply as well as demand, because right now what the NCB is doing really is summoning several celebrities on the basis of WhatsApp chats which are at least 3 years old, which clearly shows that when it has any linkages to the Sushant Singh Rajput death case, it may not be able to prove anything substantially, because that is something that for which there is no clear-cut headway. The fear within the corridors of power in Maharashtra is that now that all the probe is being done by central agencies and none of the state agencies are involved really, at a time when the state government as well as the Mumbai police have been continuously receiving a rapping. And remember, this has been the case for years, whichever government it has been, the previous BJP-led government or the current Congress, NCP and the Shiv Sena government. The criticism against the government has been that it has failed to crack down on the drug network. If the NCB can crack down on the drug network, not just singling out the Hindi film industry, but also the wide usage of drugs across, then that will be a slap on the face of the government.
Absolutely. Vinaya, please stay on with us. Manjinder Singh Sirsa is also with us on the broadcast. Ashutosh Srivastav, Mohit Paul, both are lawyers. They are also joining us on the broadcast. But I want to take in a word from Mr. Sirsa first. So thank you so much for speaking to us. A lot of names are emerging from Bollywood. I don't think in the eyes of law the A-list actor or a B-list actor really has any meaning. But going forward, how do you think that the NCB will be able to substantiate its investigation? Because right now the case completely hinges upon the WhatsApp chats and what the small-time drug peddlers have told the agency.
Start the investigation, you have to stop it from somewhere. So it started from WhatsApp chat. Now when these actors, these what you said as A-class actors or whatsoever, whosoever it is, will be called, will do summon for investigation, then there will be a complete questioning on this. And everybody, we knew that when they are involved, there is lot many evidence. Though what they want to say, they want to hide that, but they won't be able to hide it. So once the investigation will start, then the names will come out. Then they will name कि मुझे उस वक्त इस रात को वहाँ पे वो देके गया था, this man who delivered me. So then NCB will summon him also, and then उनको सामने सामने बिठा के जब बात करेंगे तो दोनों admit करेंगे. Even he will admit कि मैं परसों भी देके गया था या 10 दिन पहले भी देके गया था. So you must be aware of that yesterday this Kareena Kapoor and Saif Ali Khan left India. In spite of that कि उनकी बेटी को NCB ने समन किया है. कोई बाप अपने बच्चों को छोड़कर भागने को कब मजबूर होता है? जब उसको लगता है कि उसके दिन भी अपूरे हैं. बॉलीवुड की तो ये बच नहीं पाएंगे. एविडेंस, दिस एविडेंस इज मोर देन इनफ. इसके साथ कड़ी से कड़ी नई एविडेंस की जरूरत ही जाएगी.
Mr. Sirsa, two things I want to say here is one, that every person in this right has a right to engage a lawyer and fight their case in a court of law. Secondly, we are not casting any personal aspersions on the character of anyone. We are totally looking at the investigation which is being done by the Narcotics Control Bureau, talking about it objectively, and because in the past as well you have raised various questions about the larger conduct within the Hindi film industry within Bollywood right now. That's why I'm asking this to you. And many states, including the state of Punjab, have been fighting drug menace for decades now. In your understanding, as a politician, as a person who has seen a lot of this happen around him, in the society around us, how do you think this could really, perhaps end? Because these are small-time peddlers. The larger nexus, productions, suppliers, they are yet to be nabbed by the Narcotics Control Bureau.
So I do not know whether you are aware of this fact or not, that I have been fighting not just drugs, but any kind of menace in this society. I am the first person to move to the court, to the this environment wing also, to ban hookah in Delhi because it's spoiling the youth like anything. So it is not the first time. I went to the High Court, I went to the other authorities, I went to government, I went to the Health Ministry, I forced Health Ministry to pass an order that this cannot, no smoking substance can be served in any kind of restaurant, and it can't be in a service manner. So I have been fighting this. Things has to start from somewhere. कहीं ना कहीं से आपको शुरू करना होगा. आप जब शुरू करेंगे तो आहिस्ता 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 वो आपको आगे तक ले जाएगा. बट इफ वी सी कि हम शुरू ही ऐसे करें जिस दिन पेब्लो एस्कोबार जैसे लोगों को पकड़ के ही शुरू करें, तो दैट इज समथिंग इम्पॉसिबल. सो यू हैव टू स्टार्ट फ्रॉम स्मॉल, एंड वंस विल यू स्टार्ट फ्रॉम स्मॉल. कौन देखिए, ड्रग्स क्या है? ड्रग्स सारी की सारी ड्रग्स जो है वो एंड यूजर पे निर्भर करती है. इफ एंड यूजर वांट टू टेक a kind of drug, the peddler will bring that kind of drug. You want a B kind of drug, the drug peddler will bring that kind of drug. So the drug menace, it starts from the basic, from the consumer. So whatsoever demand is there, so that will be the supply to it. So you have to also cut the supply. At the same time, you also find out that where is the demand and who are those people who are demanding this. So you have to start it from demand.
नहीं, आप ठीक बोल रहे हैं, आप ठीक बोल रहे हैं कि कहीं ना कहीं से तो इन्वेस्टिगेशन की शुरुआत होनी है. दूसरी तरफ से जो कई तरीके के सवाल रेज किए जा रहे हैं सिरसा साहब, वो ये है कि टाइमिंग ऑफ द इन्वेस्टिगेशन पे बात की जा रही है कि क्या ये टाइमिंग सही है. सिर्फ फीमेल एक्ट्रेसेस को बुलाया गया है, बहुत सारे ऐसे नाम हैं मेल एक्टर्स के जो अभी तक सामने नहीं आए हैं, उनको किसी को नहीं बुलाया गया. एक पॉलिटिकल विच हंट कोट अनकोट उसकी भी बात की जा रही है. एक प्रॉपर इन्वेस्टिगेशन को पॉलिटिकल विच हंट से सेपरेट करना इस समय में और भी मुश्किल हो जाता है.
देखिए, ये तो रहेगा. आप देखो, हर किसी को एक पॉलिटिकल स्टेटमेंट सूट करती है, वो पॉलिटिकल पार्टी वो वाली स्टेटमेंट वहां पे देती है. अगेन आई मस्ट से, मैं जो भी कह रहा हूँ जस्ट फॉर द सेक ऑफ इंफॉर्मेशन कह रहा हूँ. आई एम नॉट, नाइदर आई एम ब्लेमिंग समबडी, बिकॉज अनलेस अंटिल he is prosecuted by the court, everybody is innocent. So, but just for the information, there is a one member parliament, Milind Dovra, उसने मेरे को ट्वीट करके कहा कि आप माफी मांगो, मेरी वाइफ भी वहां पे थी. आई सेड आई डू नॉट नो कि आपकी वाइफ कोई ऐसा गलत कर रही होंगी. आई डोंट डाउट इट कि वो गलत कर रही होंगी, मैं भी नहीं कहूंगा कभी. पर आप ये नहीं कह सकते कि इसकी इन्वेस्टिगेशन नहीं होनी चाहिए. तो अब ऑब्वियसली कांग्रेस हैज वन डिफरेंट स्टैंड, द बीजेपी हैज वन डिफरेंट स्टैंड, एंड दिस पॉलिटिकल पर्सनैलिटीज फील कि अब हमें भी कुछ बचाने के लिए, अपने डिफेंस के लिए बोलना है. सो टाइमिंग, व्हाट इज द रॉन्ग टाइमिंग? आई डू नॉट अंडरस्टैंड व्हाट इज द टाइमिंग. समबडी इज कंज्यूमिंग अ ड्रग, you are called a drug peddler. In his chat, you find some A category stars.
Well, sir, Mr. Sirsa, I genuinely hope, because I've seen what drug abuse does to youngsters. I genuinely hope that if there are people who are consuming these prohibited substances in Hindi film industry or anywhere, they are brought to books, the law takes its own course. At the same time, the Narcotics Control Bureau is also able to find out the bigger fish, the larger kingpin. Thank you, Mr. Sirsa, for joining us on the broadcast. We are cutting across live to Prime Minister Modi right now. He's speaking.